All right, well, welcome everybody. My name is Eric Rondu from Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's a privilege and an honor to be here with you tonight. We're in for a real treat. We got Mr. Tom Mower Sr., the owner and founder of Sisel International. And before we bring up Tom tonight, I want to just say that we're just really excited to be here, me and my partner Susie. And we're just grateful that Tom was able to spend the time with us tonight. He just got back from a big trip, and this man is so dedicated. But with that said, I'm going to turn it over first before we bring up Tom here. I'm going to send it over to my partner, Susie Hayden. So, Susie, are you there?
Hey, guys, music, Eric, and I'm always impressed with your choice of music, and I'm always impressed with your beautiful photography. That we do need some summer pictures, though, honey. I want to welcome everybody tonight. Eric is in Green Bay. I'm in Kentucky. And you know what's exciting is I'm looking down the list of people that are here, and I know we're from all over the country and even some in Australia. And that means here we are to a corporate event. You all were invited, and we're all together in a meeting room called a webinar. It's exciting to be able to bring us all together. This is something so special and so wonderful to be part of a company like Sisel that brings such great tools, products, experience, and vision. That the man that's behind all of that is Tom Mower Sr. And I am extremely excited to be able to introduce him tonight and turn the microphone and the camera over to him. We have seen just little bits and pieces of this presentation. I understand he's been overseas and has shared this with others. So at this time, I would love to bring up Tom Mower Sr., the founder, the owner, and the man with the experience of already taken a company to the $1 billion mark. He had that company for over 25 years, and it started and brought this in. We're only launching in the United States just barely over a year, but the company's been going for several.
Well, it looks like we lost her somehow, but yeah, she's right. Good evening, everybody. I'm really glad to see you. I just got back from the Caribbean, where I was out setting up some countries, getting ready to do more business. I went into the Dominican Republic and then down to the island of Martinique. Got in very late last night. In fact, after such a long trip, it surprised me a little bit. I got quite tired on the way home, driving from the airport. A lot of connection flights, a lot of things. And so I decided that I was just getting to the point, and unusual for me, because usually I'd never run out of gas, but I was running out of gas. So going to sleep and drifting off the road a little bit. So I pulled off 5 minutes from the office. I thought about sleeping on the couch in the office, and I'll get me a hotel. So I got me a hotel room, very close. And and yet I was 45 minutes from home. But I went in and got my room, went to bed, and got up this morning, came to work. This is still the clothes I was wearing yesterday in Martinique. I haven't even been home yet, but I'm headed home when I get done here. And it was great to be out there and to be opening up some exotic countries and fun places to go. And it's because there's distributors that are getting people on in these different places. And so we're looking at them, but we get a lot of requests for a lot of countries. And we had one today for a big country, which we know is a big country. And they were kind of incensed because we weren't ready to open it. But gee, in my other company, we did about $1 billion a year, and we were in 23 countries. I think we're in twice that many countries right now, and we're not even getting close to $1 billion a year in size. But we went out and we expanded. We went very far, so that since the world market is changing, I could see it was, and we have designed a compensation plan and a logistical support plan for the world, so that the world is one market. So instead of having lots of different systems and lots of different countries and people qualifying here but not there and getting paid here but not there, we've got it so that your downlines can follow you. And we'll explain that a little later on in this presentation. But wherever your downlines go, if it's in a country we're doing business in, you get paid. I see you have a few people on from Australia, and welcome. Glad to have you on. We're into a pre-launch into Australia right now. And we've been preparing for it for a while, but there's just been so much growth. And quite frankly, you've got to grow where you're planted. And that's what we were telling this one large distributor today. And of course, they always come in, hey, I've got a connection, open up the country. But it takes sometimes a year or two to open a country, and millions of dollars and hiring people. And when you're growing in the other countries so fast, it's just very difficult to do. So understand that we are doing that, and we're preparing to open more countries, but that's a lot of countries. If we never opened another one, we'd be multi-billion-dollar company just in where we're at right now. But big things are happening. So let's get on with the presentation, and we'll show you how to take back your life. At least we hope you will. And you look at this first slide, and isn't that amazing? I mean, that's a real photo, but life is getting quite complicated. And as you see the things that are happening in our lives with us, look what happened in the last 20 years or just so. Remember when the fax machine came out and we were so astonished, and then there was three-way calls and all these different things? How many of you had an old 8-track or a cassette player? Because, you know, cassettes are fairly new, and they're gone now, and now we're into CDs, DVDs, and all this new technology. So the world is changing. And as it does, there's a lot of pressures on people. We have toxins, all kinds of chemicals, heavy metals in our atmosphere, and it's really quite surprising some of the things that we're seeing now. There's so much that is contaminating so many, and particularly babies are pre-polluted in the womb before they're ever born. They've got an umbilical cord, blood, they find about 270 different toxins that are there. And of course, they only come from where? The mother, who got them through her environment. And so the water you drink, the bottle that it comes in, the food you eat, the air you breathe are all laden with the toxins. But the worst source, other than smoking, is personal care products. And now the world is becoming aware of it. But 25 or 30 years ago, I was out saying, hey, I was an industrial chemist, and these are toxic ingredients, and you shouldn't get them on your skin. Now people are starting to become aware of it. I got sued. People trying to shut me down, and government agencies that even came in and in one case shut down a country because I was talking about the toxins and how harmful they were, and that the Food and Drug Administration or the Ministries of Health approved them. This country got very offended that we said that their agency had said these toxic products were approved, but they were, and they just couldn't accept the reality and didn't know of what science had found. But we do, and so we make products without those, and we're trying to help you so that you can become three things with Sisel, and that's our mission. So you can become happier, healthier, and wealthier, and that's the point that we're pushing this whole company for. So if you look at nutrition, you are what you eat, but we're not eating what we used to. Food is now lacking about 75% in essential trace minerals and other nutrients. So you eat a plate of food, it's equal to about 4 plates of food. Well, who can do that other than my mother-in-law? But the rest of us, we just, you only have a limited amount of capacity. So you eat a plate of food and you get about 25% of the nutrition that we're really designed to have. And yet we feel full, and the foods are full of fat, so they taste good and be filling. But in reality, our whole society is aging faster because of the lack of nutrition in the food that we eat and all of the toxins in our environment. There's a study that just came out and said Americans are, and just out this week, and I'll be putting it on Facebook, but it said Americans are living longer than they used to, but they're not living healthier. And they're really not living longer. The article went on to say it's because we've cured a number of diseases that used to kill people. And turn of the century, in 1900, about half of the children died before the age of 12, and 1 out of 7 mothers died in childbirth of the baby. So, and there are a lot of incurable diseases. So now that that has all been taken care of course the average lifespan's expanded. It had to. But in reality, longevity scientists are saying if you were over the age of 40 then and now, the average lifespan is about 10 years less. And you can see that too, because for many of those things that we used to have, now they used to be rare, like cancer. Now it's common. In 1900, I mean, I've seen statistics for up to, in the past, 1 out of 8,000 people would get cancer. In fact, is the University of Cambridge in England went and they studied mummies around the world. They didn't get to Clayton Wilson, but they got to a lot of other that were around. And with that, they studied over 10,000 mummies, and they came back with a report and they said, cancer is really a modern disease, because out of 10,000 mummies that they studied, they found only one that had cancer. So they say it's a man-made disease, and I think they're really right for the most part. So with our life cycle, as you can see at this, things change. We start to go down, and it's like falling out of an airplane. The farther you fall, the faster you go. It's the same thing with aging. We just start to accelerate and go faster, 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 and we die at about middle age from what our potential is. So anyway, what can we do about it? Well, we've got some answers for you. And this plant that we have manufactured here in Utah, and you're looking at it, and you're only seeing half the plant. It's probably the largest in the world for network marketing companies, and the largest one, I understand, west of the Mississippi River for any company that manufactures dietary supplements. It's for those of you that have been here, you can see it's very high tech. You can go on the website, take a virtual tour on it, but it is big. It has enormous capacity. I make for many different companies products. I don't really get involved with those. Gives us the ability to be able to build better products because of the profit that we make from making products for other companies. Many of them are our competitors. Well, they're all our competitors, I guess, to a degree, but many of them are network marketing competitors. Some of them are companies like Walmart and Costco and Target and GNC stores and things like that we make products for too. But of all the products that we make for all the companies that we make it for, I wouldn't put one of them in our line, because our line of products is just superior. You look at this line of products, and the bottles look nice, but I'll tell you what, you're going to see a major change at convention. We're coming out with the most magnificent looking products you've ever seen. They're going to take our product line, and it will be breathtakingly beautiful. Wait till you see and everything. Just take your breath away to look at it. But what's in the product is the most important thing to me. But I realize that it has to look good, because that is such a big thing with especially women that want products on. They take care of the house and the home and the care, and they want nice looking products on the counter. We've had nice looking. Now they're going to be absolutely magnificent, unequaled in the world. But they're full of great products that work with no toxins. For other products in the world are loaded with toxins, and they don't have much of anything that works. In fact, is if you think it's working, and generally with most products you're using, it's because you think it's working. You just don't have that kind of power. We're doing some incredible things with products now, and here's 3 of the most, or 4 of the most important. We're talking about in the world where the antioxidants are still raging, and people are saying, well, we have the highest ORIC value, and nobody knows what really ORIC is that's out there. And they say, well, that's how many antioxidants it can neutralize. Well, sort of it is. It's the power. But there's so many categories of ORIC, and people that talk about ORIC value know nothing about it. What we've done is we've built very broad spectrum products so that there's thousands of antioxidants, and a few simple ingredients, even in concentration, can't possibly neutralize them. So we've designed a line to neutralize virtually them all. And when you do, it's like a stage of deterioration, goes one stage to another to another. And so now we've gone beyond anti-aging, which is what an antioxidant is. We've gone into ending aging, and now with TSX, we're into reversing aging. And now, here's the biggest market in network marketing, and that's weight loss. We have sensational line of weight loss products, and I'm here to tell you, I've lost so much weight, I cannot keep my pants on. I've been traveling through all these airports, and when I take off my belt, I have to hold on my trousers because they're going to drop right off. I'm down probably now, maybe 4 or 5 pant sizes, and that's a lot of it. And so This product line is pretty spectacular. The lead product in, of course, is Sisel mill replacement, and it works so well, and then all the other products to support it. But there's none like it in the world, because the important thing is products are really what motivates a lot of people to stay with the company, to keep using it if they're exceptional and talk to others. But they're the fuel that drives the engine that creates the financial opportunity or the compensation plan. And we have a tremendous financial opportunity here with Sisel. In fact, we're going to be doing a few things here very shortly to improve the payout. But when you have things like what we're doing, manufacturing, that profit that we would pay to another company, we retain, and we are able to put that into building spectacular products in a world where virtually everything is average to mediocre to poor. Very seldom you find a product that's good, and there's a big difference between good and great. And I can tell you this, in all of our products, they are great because we put so much more money, we do so much more research. We're dedicated to the ultimate in performance with the products that we're making. So most companies do not make their products. I mean, you take a look at a product like Herbalife and Nu Skin, two big names. They've never made a product in their entire life, and most companies have not either. But with us, we make virtually all of the products that we sell, few exceptions. We don't have the equipment, but for the most part, we make them, and we make them for many other companies. So this profit margin allows us to move into the area where we can do these great things, such as with weight loss. There's a weight loss company out now that's selling and done really well. Now they've about hit the top. They've got lots of car programs out and things that people are getting cars too quick with. And now I guess thousands of the cars have been repossessed. I understand even the company that was, or the major car company that was helping them with it, I think is now withdrawing their support. I heard anyway. But if you took a bag of their product and compared it to a canister of ours, it probably costs 5 times as much to make our product as it does theirs. And the difference is spectacular performance versus just a low-calorie product that makes you, because it's soy-based with it, makes you want to gain weight after you're done. So here we have products that are very low-calorie meal replacement. It's called Fit and Fabulous. Great products, spectacular ones, and we have a system to create energy, to build muscle lean, and while you're doing it, here's the whole system. And so we look at Ultramax, instant energy. Boy, I tell you, you can feel it too. Sizzling, it makes you feel full and is low calorie and helps to support incredible fat burning. And then you have the Sizzle Pops. They're Slender Pops, and what they do is they're an appetite replacement. Sizzling is a meal replacement. And so you go on those, and I'll tell you one thing you can do. I'll give you a little hint here. Sizzling and bananas work really great, and I'm going to take a serious look at it, because I think you virtually could go to 2 or 3 meals a day if you want to rapidly lose some of that weight on bananas and Sizzling. It looks like the statistics are there enough for really rapid weight loss. Sure, it isn't great eating bananas every meal, but if you want to lose it real fast, if you want to dump maybe a pound a day, you might be able to do it on that. So that's some new information that I've just come across. And since we don't use soy that makes you want to store fat, you can burn it and get rid of it. But Ultramax will give you lots of energy, and it lasts all day long. And the product tastes good too. You don't have to gag one of those things down that you can't stand to get the performance. So we have that, and then of course the Sizzling. If we go to the next slide, you'll see in it has so many different ingredients and so many facets to it. And some of these things, they're good. No soy, comes from grass-fed cows. But the muscle building support, see, we don't denature the whey protein. And what we do is we go to just plain old milk, but milk has got 1,100 compounds in it. And out of it, we take about 10 or so. And the rest of them, the ones that you don't want, are all disposed of. And you can see that. There's no pesticides, herbicides, lactose, hormones, antibiotics, any of those things in it. And we get rid of the milk fat. And so the ingredients that really work, we don't have to heat it up. It's through a special filtration system that we press it through porous membranes until they discard the larger molecules and keep the ones that we want that are so good in building and supporting bone and muscle mass building. So as you lose weight, you can actually increase lean, whereas other companies, you lose lean and you lose fat. With ours, you lose a lot more fat. We think on 20 pounds of weight loss with a standard product, and another company will lose 5 lean and 15 fat. We think we'll gain 5 lean and lose 25 fat, and so the net change is 20 pounds, but you're 10 pounds different in lean, where you've gained 5 rather than lost 5, and you've lost 25 fat versus 15 fat. And when you come off our program, you're not, because it isn't soy, you're not going to want to store fat again very, very fast. So let's go to the next slide, and you can see there are a lot of things in this. We've got a lot of ingredients, essential trace minerals, all those things, vitamins to help support it. So when you replace a meal with this one, you're going to get good nutritional value, but you also get that biological support for fat burning and feeling full and lasting for a long, long time. So on the next slide, you're going to be able to see that with this, you can have rapid weight loss and you reduce fat quickly and you gain lean, and do it with 1 or preferably 2, especially when you're starting out. And it'll take you about a week or 2 of some discipline, and then you get right into it, and those pounds are really falling off. You'll be surprised how much you can lose. I'm down now a lot myself, and I can tell, I don't know, I've got to get on the scale when I get home. Been gone a while. I was down 36, so probably over 40 pounds now. So to me, it's remarkable. We've got people well over 100 pounds that have lost it. Then you get into our Slender Pops, and they actually have the ingredients that come from cactus. You know, cactus can conserve moisture. It has to. It lives in the climate that it does. And so those qualities will grab a hold of fat if you can pull them out. Some scientists found we can do that. And then when springtime comes, there's a lot of rain. It has to grow quick. So there's compounds in it that will actually get fat cells to release fat. And so you can bind fat, release fat, and then we put products in it that make you feel full with it. So it's a great snack replacement. So don't have a snack. Have a glass of water or Sisel and another glass of water, and you're going to find you're satisfied, and it helps you to lose weight because it's a snack replacement. And then, of course, with Sisel, we have some other products to support you. If we go down to the slide on Accelerator, it's a rapid, it's a workout in a bottle, really is what it is. And this one has some ingredients. It was actually the key things were discovered, and the University of Oklahoma came up with a study on this, and it showed what it took to increase enough fat burning from a couple of supplements to equal about 20 minutes, of exercise. 20 minutes of exercise is pretty good, isn't it? But if you'd exercise for 20, you'd probably burn as much fat as about an hour, we estimate with this. So if you want to get into a program where you want to burn fat even faster, we have Accelerator to do it. And then, and these ingredients aren't like others that you find. They're enormously powerful and concentrated. So 2 capsules can do it. Then for those of you that have got problems with certain areas like fat under the chin and on the backs of arms and cellulite and things like that, we have Recurve. Now, I developed the very famous thigh cream numbers of years ago that became a worldwide sensation, and it was one of the big factors that built my other company to becoming so large. And this is even more advanced science for it. So you can rub it in. In fact, you want to rub it in and do a wrap around thighs and hips. There's a way to do it. Just wrap it around and then loop it through the leg and back up around, down or through the legs again, and do it and work out for a half an hour and see what happens. You can drop an inch or 2 off the thighs. I'm not kidding you. An inch or 2 off thighs and off the hips. And then if you keep rubbing it in and keep on the weight loss program, you can shed those pounds and contour that body at the same time. Well, that's our weight loss program that we have. It works really great. It's a dynamic product line and system. And of course, last thing, it firms up the skin here with Recurve. Put something in to firm it up. So now you get into age reversal. What does that mean? Growing younger instead of growing older. Think of it. You look at this chart here, and you see on the side, you see the people aging, and your rate of aging increases about every 10 years, you're increasing by about 4/10 of a day. So up to the age of about 20, 25, you're actually getting bigger, stronger than you were from even when you're born. You're in a growth mode. You're going up. But then you get to a certain point, everything shuts, not everything, but a lot of things that are growing you, all those factors that take you from a baby to an adult, those things shut off. And a lot of the biological systems go down. Now you're into the age of reproduction. But just like with most species, after they reproduce, they're then expendable. So aging isn't a disease. It's an accumulation of degeneration. So as you start to take on some years, you start to, it's like I said earlier, falling out of an airplane, your rate of aging starts to go faster and faster. So say at 20, you're aging a day for a day, and 30, you'll be aging 1.4 days, and at 40, it's 1.8 days, and about 50, it's 2.2 days. So think of that. You wake up in the morning, you're 50 years old. Your calendar's advanced a day, but your biology's advanced 2 days. When you get down to a 70, you're advancing about 3 days for every day that you live. And most people die in their 70s. That's the average age. We all know people that live longer. We know a lot that don't. But the average age is in the mid-70s. But now scientists have mapped a genetic code, and they say we have the potential to live between 120, 150 years old. So when you die at 75, or if you died middle age, okay? So why do we die? Well, it's accumulated degeneration, and that's what the whole program's about, nutrition. That's what the Triangle of Life products are about, to bring up those biological processes with eternity, and to neutralize the antioxidant, the free radicals with Spectrum Max, and provide the essential trace minerals we need. And then eternity comes in and for supporting stem cells and all that activity and immunity. But the big one here, this is the greatest discovery in the history of human science, and that's TSX. So the principle it works on was discovered just a few years ago, and the 3 scientists behind it got a Nobel Prize. And so it supports telomeres, and what happens is telomeres shorten. In other words, the chromosomes, you have chromosomes in all the cells, and they're paired, and you get one for mom, one for dad. Sometimes you can have double X, that's a woman, X and Y, that's a man. And as you get those, they start to divide from the mother cell. The mother cell is the only one that has these telomere units on it. And so it produces cells that are like it. They're sort of mirrored, see? But except the difference is the telomere is like a tip on the finger. And so the cells that come off it don't have that. They're the same, but they don't have the telomeres. So over a period of your life, you're duplicating at a certain rate, and the shorter the telomeres get, the more damage or degeneration to the chromosomes. It's really degeneration. Damage is a factor too. As that happens, it starts slowing down. As it starts slowing down, you're losing cells, and soon you get losing more cells than you're producing, and that continues to increase. And it's about the same rate at which aging takes place. So your body mass starts to shrink. You know, people, as they get older, they get shorter. Their muscles become thinner. Skin becomes thinner. Even fingernails and teeth start to thin. All of those things because they can't produce cells fast enough to keep up with it. And so by the time a person's about 70, 75, they're down to where they have about 5,000. They count the units on the telomeres. They have about 5,000 units left, and it's not enough to, they estimate, to sustain life. And about that point, you're gone, because somewhere around 40, 50 years old, usually the person catches the disease that's going to kill them. Because remember, aging isn't a disease, it's accumulated degeneration. So at conception, you have 15,000 telomere units, and you get to 10,000. And by the time you're 20, you can duplicate very fast up to about maintain it. And you go from 1 cell at conception to 10 trillion when you're born to 100 trillion when you're about 20 years old. But then they start to fall. And if you could maintain it at 20, if you look across that chart, you could live to be about 150. And if you could do it at 30, it might be 130. That's all things ideal. You can't say it's the same for everyone. And people live in an environment and they eat right or not. That all has very big factors on it. But our potential is to live to be 150 years old. So The idea is if the chromosomes are wearing out, they're degenerating, deteriorating, and the number of cells they produce, your body mass starts to shrink, and organs do, and you're not as responsive to repair or to regenerate. And so we die at about 75 or somewhere around the world, and our potential's up to 150. So what's the key to it? The scientists found that if you can support the building of those telomeres, that you then have the potential to go back in time to actually start growing younger. So consider this. If you look at this with the stem cell chromosome, when you're young, it's producing very fast, and you get older, it starts slowing down. But as you start rebuild those telomere units, then it starts speeding up. And the more the telomere units are, the more it's speeding up, and you start duplicating faster, you're producing more cells. And so the ratio of, and when you get old, you have a small amount of young cells, a lot of old cells. But if you start producing a lot more younger cells, then the ratio changes. A lot of young cells to fewer old cells, and your body volume mass starts to increase. That's the theory behind this, and it appears to be working in all the animal studies, and the mechanism is the same in all animals, including man. So we found the science. It's very expensive to do. It's the most expensive product we make, but we put it out, and here you have a chance to not just end aging, but to reverse it, to grow younger. And since aging is not a disease, we can grow you younger. So as you increase the telomere units, stem cells start to divide faster. And this year we're going to have, and actually bring it out at convention, we're going to announce where you can have your telomere units counted, tested. See, here's the scientists that did this. So if they count telomere units, I saw a woman that just had telomere units counted, and she was 57, but her biological age was 74. Likewise, I saw a 92-year-old man whose telomere units were 60. So, in other words, his biological age was 60. His chronological age was 92. So how'd you like to be there? I'd like to be 40 forever. That's our theme, 40 forever. We think if you're under 50, you can probably be if you're 50, or maybe even in your 50s, you might be 40 forever. So anyway, TSX is a great discovery. No one's got these kind of ingredients anywhere in network marketing at all. You can certainly go to doctors and find some things. They can give you some very expensive shots that will do it, but we believe this will work as effectively and start to grow you younger as you live longer. So then you look at the individual products that go with this. TSX, here's Eternity. Eternity supports, this is a big study done at Harvard University, but there's been about 4,000 studies just on one of the ingredients, about 20,000 on all of them. And what they do is they support genes that you have, and genes have switches on them. They just barely found out that they thought it just spiraled like this, but now they've been able to see it. It's like it's got a lot of hair on it, fuzz, if you will. Those are switches, and they're all working. They're all on. They're all sensitive when you're growing, but when you become grown, the body, you don't want to become a giant and keep growing and growing, so they switch off. But what happens with the ingredients in Eternity, in the tests that, not in our Eternity, but the very ingredients we're using in our formula, it was shown to reactivate the sirtuin genes. And when that happened, you have tremendous regeneration. And so the energy of youth is yours. And so that's the key thing. Let's turn on those genes so that it can work faster and support TSX. Then the next one, of course, is Fucoidan. Fucoidan's an extremely powerful product, and it supports a regeneration of your cells, and it supports stem cell signaling, which is a really important factor. It really has powerful support for the immune system and the anti-inflammatory system, which is really one of the things that causes a great deal of damage. You'll find as you get older, you think your immune system's gone, but what happens is it gets disoriented, scientists are saying. And the thing that does it the most are little viral infections, things like the cold, the flu. Those things get your immune system disoriented so it can't respond. So Fucoidan supports the body to come into the immune system and help it to reorient itself so that it can function better. And of course, the third product we've already talked about, and that's SpectraMax, but it's got 74 essential trace minerals in it. And it also has 40 different antioxidants to neutralize what we believe are all the free radicals that oxidize and corrode you with it. Look at that right there. And it will really do it. So it's a powerful product. So those three, Spectramax, Fucoidin, and Eternity, are the triangle of life. And they, we think, will end aging, which is a major breakthrough. But then with TSX, now we believe will reverse aging and you can grow younger. So here's the products, the triangle of life. And if you want to be super healthy, and we have testimonies from people coming in all over the world. Of course, you always see it with companies where they have testimonies. People think they're making money. They'll testify to anything. I was dead. I am alive. I couldn't see. Now I was blind. I can see. And absurd things. This is real science. This isn't like hocus pocus where products are overhyped and they underperform. These products will really outperform even what we can say. It's not legally for us to say everything it can do, but they're extraordinary. But you see people in the world that are using these products, and you can hear things that are so true, it's undeniable. So anyway, that's how you reverse aging and grow younger. The financial opportunity, I know we're getting close on time, but is tremendous. We have a payout plan that pays out about 67%. It's a big payout. Now we're looking at this thing, and we've got, if you look at it, see we have a fast start bonus, and we have a direct distributor bonus, and a master bonus, and a builder's bonus, and a car bonus. There's a lot of things in it to pay a lot of money, and we're paying out 2 to 3 times what the average company does. Now we're taking a look at it and seeing how can we make the way that we pay it out work better to retain more distributors, to get distributors making money faster, and as you collectively can keep more people in a company, because most people come into a network marketing company for the opportunity, then everybody will make a lot more. And we think we've figured that out. Now we've got enough of a profile. So we're going to do a little bit of shuffling here to improve commission checks tremendously. So I won't go through the compensation plan except to say we're paying out, we have the potential to pay out 67%. And in reality, you'll never hit the potential, but I think we'll go over 60. And I've seen companies, I know a giant company went to $1 billion and they told the potential that you could make in it, and they didn't have one single person that ever got there. Well, we think we've got a lot of people that are right to the potential now with it, and as they build more width and they get more depth, it'll just continue to increase. We've got, I don't know, I think half a dozen or more people making $1 million a year. But that's not the real key. It's how many people are really making a lot of money underneath them. And that's what makes the company really work and go. And with this kind of commission, because we have no debt, we have no shareholders, we pay no dividends, we pay no rent, we manufacture our products, all those margins allow us to put a tremendous amount into products so we can buy these expensive ingredients and use them in the concentration that say they work, where other companies don't even know they exist. We're way ahead of the future in building that. And then we have a lot of money that we can pour into the compensation plan. So we have a perfect storm. Nobody can really compete with us on it. And we've got a car bonus. We're going to improve the way that's even paid out to people. So we want to make you very, very successful. So essentially, that's the program that we have. I'm not going to go through any more in the PowerPoint. I want to talk to you about a couple of things. We're into the next trillion-dollar industry. What is that? Well, it's age reversal. And the biggest industry in network marketing is weight loss. Now we're going to move very powerfully into our weight loss program with our challenge and do some things there to make that really sizzle. And we have reversing aging, which should be massive market. It is. We just have to promote it, and it's new, so get out and promote that. Now here comes convention. We look today, we're going to introduce 10 products at convention, and some of them are really doozers, I'll tell you that. Those son of a guns are, if you heard the term, it's a doozy. It has to do with a real luxury car. There's only a few from in the 20s, but this one really is. We've got a product that is going to support rebuilding the brain, building a brain that deteriorates with age. You know, brain only weighs about 1.5% of our body volume by weight, and it'll consume 20 to 30% of the oxygen. Well, what's it using all that oxygen for? Well, to oxidize sugars for energy so that it can function, because it's so complex. Well, that that causes a lot of oxidative damage and brains wear out. And with it, and as they get older, then it gets disoriented, starts shrinking. The TSX we talked about, they showed the ingredients, and not in TSX, but not TSX itself, but we based it on using max doses, would take an animal's brain and build it back to its original size. So I got the idea with a number of other things, and I've worked on it for a number of years because the brain's such a tremendous instrument, of building a brain bomb, and we're going to have it out here for convention. We think we can take a person that's gotten very old and support them so they can, their brain can resize, can function like it was in its 20s again, or 30s anyway. Can you imagine that with someone who's very old? And a powerful support to help the body fight against dementia and Alzheimer's. And you're not going to reverse Alzheimer's, but I think dementia can be turned around. And I think we'll see some tremendous things. We'll have to see, because we can't say our product's done it, because that's illegal to make claims like that. We can say the ingredients have, and you can review those. And we put them together in such power that this brain bomb is going to be an incredible product. We're also going to have products out to support problems, issues that men and women have. Male pattern baldness is a big problem for men, and we think we have a very powerful answer for that in a pill form. Pop in a pill and pop out your hair, so to speak. It's not quite that simple. We'll do it, but we're going to have drops for the scalp, drops that we think will support rapid, fast hair growth and pigmentation that we can put into the hair itself. Are you talking about color for your hair? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. But we're talking about natural color coming back into your hair. We think the systems are there. They just need to be fed, and we believe we can feed them topically. And that's a very simplistic way of saying it, but you got to be careful how you say these things. But we have a product you can put drops on the scalp. And women, if your hair is thin, boy, this can thicken your hair up. It's so great to do that. And gray hair, we think we can do major things with that, all in these ointments that go on the scalp. And then for men, a pill to take. It's also powerful for the prostate, which enlarges with age. And so there's two big things for men with hair loss and prostate enlargement, and also heart, with the heart. It's all three things are really caused by one hormone, and there's a way to go after that. And we think we've got the science to do that properly with this. And then ladies, of course, hormone problems are a big problem, especially, pre and post menopausal. And I've got an incredible formula, and it has been doggone tough to get it here and get it done. The science is done. We may have to find some very different ways of selling it. I don't know quite how to do it, but we think we figured some ways. But this is one where we think women can just smooth and stable out anxiety, stress, all those kind of things go away. But it supports, it's a super nutrient of incredible power. And we believe your hair can be growing like you were a young girl again, and skin quality can improve so much. It will, for men too, of course, but for women, this is the master one for supporting, balancing all of your hormones and making you feel good, and skin, hair, nails, eyelashes, all those things, moisture in the eye, so many things it can do for a woman to help her. Metabolic syndrome is a big thing. There's a deficiency there. We think this can provide the super nutrient it needs for that type of thing, so that people can have really great results. Women can have results with it. So those are just some of the products we have out. We're going to have a sensational product for damaged hair, and for people that have long hair that have a tough time taking care of it. Now we think we made smooth and silky and clean it. Instead of fraying out, it can knead in like it should and stay that way. So beautiful things are coming out. Sensational products at convention and more. I'm not going to talk about all of them anymore. But what does it mean? It means tremendous opportunity. You now have a chance. The products that we have, the superb packaging that we're bringing out, all the new products that we're going to introduce, gives you a tremendous building opportunity that no other company in the world has. And with some of the tweaks we're going to put to adjust to give more payout to more people and to get distributors to making money faster, is going to have a huge effect in the organization. So all of those things are being done. It's a great time to get in the company. And in this old world where things aren't getting better, are they? And I think the next 4 years we're going to have a tough time because we wouldn't do the sacrifices. And now we have a gigantic debt accumulating. It's going to be more taxes for those that pay taxes. And for those that don't pay taxes, people are going to need more. But why not use your best tool yourself? We have the opportunity of a lifetime here like no other company has in the world. And what company manufactures the products? Only a few in network marketing. And nobody has a plant like we do. Most of the majors don't make the products that they sell. Or if they do, it's a few. Some Amway makes a fair amount, but the rest of them really don't. And then what company is debt-free? And what company has been in business for 25 years and then starts out new? What company has this kind of technology? What company can pay out this kind of percentages in a product? And so it's all here for you. Then you can just carve it up. What kind of product do you want to specialize? Don't go sell everything. We have mineral-based cosmetics, you see, and non-toxic cosmetics. Mineral-based cosmetics that you see sold in the store got lots of toxic metals in it. We have ours taken out. Why? Because it's bad to use them. That's why. It just costs more money. Sure it does. But what kind of products you want to put on your skin? Now, if you like cosmetic, lipsticks normally have about 29 toxins in them. We don't. We've removed all those. So if you want to grow color cosmetics, and we're setting up a program where people can sell home parties, things like that, for that. We're going to have, we have the taste and talk parties that we're doing right now. And they're going so well. They're even specializing in weight loss, specialize in anti-aging. We've got all these replacement products that you're using every day, washing your dishes, washing your laundry, bathing, showering, brushing your teeth, skincare, hair care, all of those kinds of things you're buying. Those products are lousy you're buying from the store, quite frankly. There's no other way of saying it. Scientifically speaking, they're lousy. And they have so many toxic ingredients. But yet people buy them because they're convenient. But in reality, you're buying a really low-quality product. You're putting a lot of toxins in your body. So once you realize that and you're a distributor, just replace those products with these products we sell, which are so much more concentrated. They're highly concentrated. We're not advertising. We're putting the money into the product. We're not having somebody else make it. We're not freighting around. We're not letting the stores make the big part of the profit. You're making all of that. So you got great commissions. You've got great products to do spectacular things. Our toothpaste is so vastly superior to any others in the world. So is our mouthwash. Skincare, we're coming up. All right, we have the finest skincare in the world, and our new packaging is magnificent. And new technologies. Yes, we're going to be putting this telomere support program in our skincare, and it'll be remarkable what it can do. These kinds of things are so enormously powerful that it takes a product that's being sold. You can go and buy from the department store these finest cosmetics. They're worthless. The cap on the bottle usually costs more than what's in it. It might cost you $150. It might cost 25 cents to make it. The rest of it is in advertising and commissions and all of those things, which is very expensive in those products. With us, we're putting it to make the most enormously powerful products science can make, and you've got them to sell. And so you have, and then products that do things that no one else's product in the world can do, because this is expensive science. That's why I built this big plant. That's why I put so much money in it before we had ever sold a single product. So you would have product performance like no company can compete with. And you know, they'll all say, we have the best, and this products are, we got our scientists. Well, oh, you do? Well, where are they? Where do you manufacture your product? And what is the science? Do you take a little teeny bit and drop it in a big vat, and then you say this based upon what the science is? Yeah, that's exactly what they do. We don't. We have real science based on real doses. Therapeutic doses of spectacular, powerful, exotic ingredients that science is finding, and we're bringing them out ahead of the future. So you've got great products, great compensation, great support with a company that's massive. Before we sold our first distributor kit in 40-some countries now, and we'll be in 50-some before this next year is out. Does that smell like opportunity? I tell you what, if it doesn't smell like opportunity, you need to get your nose checked. If it doesn't get you hot, doesn't set you on fire, your wood's wet. This is the opportunity like never, ever comes along, and you're here right now. And now we're moving into real momentum. This is a big time for us. This is going to be a massive year for us. When I say us, that's you and me. This is our company. So let's get to work. Get your rear out of gear. Get working. If you're going to change your future, you've got to change. You can't do the same thing and expect your future to come to you. It's not going to. The only thing it'll come to you is disappointment and failure. It'll come to meet you. But if you want a future, you got to go there and get it. But you got to have something to go to get, and that's what we've got. So with Sisel, there is nothing like this. If you're willing to work. That means selling, retailer, recruit, and train. We're in the business of training, developing distributors. That's what you got to do. And you need to work. You work every day for your existence, to support your life. But for your future, if you want to build for your future, you've got to do something extra. So work the day to get by, but work Sisel to build your future. And if you don't do that, you'll never have what you want in life. If you do, you can have more than you ever dreamed possible, I believe, for the people that will really do it, and people are doing it. So anyway, that's my message for tonight. I'm glad to be back and see you all. Come to convention. We're giving enough products to cover your room rate, so you're staying on us. So come to convention, find out these great things, and then go back and get it going, because it's time. If you don't do it, you're going to watch other people going by and doing it. You say, gee, I was there. I missed out on it. Don't miss out on it. You're here. This is the big one. So thanks for tuning in tonight. And Eric, I'm going to turn it back to you, and I want to wish you the best, and get it on the Wake Up and Sizzle call in the morning. Get energized every day. It's like an international conference show. Lots of stuff to do. We're a lot of support, but we're here to support you. That's why I'm here tonight. And I'm here because I really want to help you to make your life successful. The money isn't the end of it for me anymore. It's helping you to make your lives better. That's the reward I'm looking for. But I can't do it without you. You're the most important part in this. And you know what? You need a company like Sisel, because you're really not going to do it with any other. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. And you look at some of these big companies, look at these juice companies going. Now look at the big weight loss companies. They're collapsing, they're just on the edge and starting to go over. Do you want that? I built a company, got bigger and bigger and bigger for 25 years. Sold it because of a divorce. Hated to. I'm going to build this one 10 times bigger than that. We're going to be the largest in the world. We'll be number one. We're number one in product. We're number one in compensation plan. We're number one in opportunity, and we're going to be number one in size. Mark my words. Give us 5-10 years. There'll be nobody like us. And those of you that have done it can reap the reward along the way, and it can be massive, or it can be very good. You can have a nice new car that you've earned through your Sizzle business. You can have those vacations you wanted through your Sizzle business. And some of you will get that magnificent home you've dreamed of. And some of you will have the money to put your kids through college and all that and help everyone else out. But if you don't do something, you're not going to get anything. That's the way this world works. But if you trade your time for dollars, you work a part-time job, you don't have a quality life, and you've got no future. With Sisel, we've got a quality life for you, and you got a great future. So come and join us. Thanks, everybody, for being on tonight. Back to you, Eric.
Well, there you have it, guys. I'm sure glad you could join us tonight. I think Susie and I were just fighting over the webcam. I wasn't sure if she crashed tonight or not. Her computer went down since we lost her on the video before. But we just really appreciate everybody coming here. Tom, thank you so much, buddy, for being here tonight. We know you've been on the road, hectic travels, just like you shared in the beginning, and we love your commitment. But folks, if you are a guest here on tonight's webinar, definitely get back to the friend that brought you to this webinar. Get all your questions answered. Do some more research if need be. Worst case scenario, just get on the products and see for yourself, and then maybe go into distributorship in a few weeks or whatever. And I'm hoping to see everybody at convention, because I know Susie will be there with me, and we're looking forward to that. So with that said, folks, Susie, I'm going to sign off here. If you want to just click the button, if you could try to come back in again. Want to share a couple words. If not, folks, have a great night. And we are always here for all of you. So it's one Sisel team, one Sisel family as far as Susie and I are concerned. We love you all, and just want to help everybody prosper and get healthier and just make some changes in people's lives. So good night, everybody. Susie, I'm taking it back to you if you want it. Or if you can, I should say. I know you want it, but hang on.
I hope you can hear me now, but there for a minute. But thank you all. I hope you see me. I saw everything. My computer didn't crash. But take back your life and do what Eric said. Get back with the person that brought you here tonight. We're here, and there is someone that can answer your questions. So get back with anybody that brought you here tonight and hear the stories. And what are you putting in your home? What are you putting in your body? And what do you want for your future? So be blessed, and we'll hear you on another time, because we will do this again. Good night, everybody.